Say how y'all doing today? How are you doing today? Y'all already know I am your host, Lacey G. Souldier, and my guest today, when it comes to boxing, man, this bad is doing great things. 12-time national amateur champion, former Olympian, 4-time world champion. And he been doing his thing for a long time, and he been helping out the community, man. So we about to talk about his event he got coming up. But welcome to the platform. We got the wonderful, amazing, talented Arthur Flash Johnson, man. Welcome to the platform.
Amen. Hey, I feel the welcome. I feel the love.
Okay, Mr. Arthur. So look, before we get into Ben, I want to let the people know about you. Where were you born and raised, and how was your upbringing as a child?
Well, I was born and raised in the city of East St. Louis, East St. Louis, Illinois, and one of the first places I can remember living was on Missouri Avenue in East St. Louis. So there's a lot of great memories there, and for the bulk part of my teenage years, I grew up on Bond Avenue, which is right across the street from Lincoln Senior High School in the projects called the John Robinson Projects. And so that was my rhythm right there. Uh, Growing up in the city of East St. Louis, um, being around a great deal of things that involve athletic things like baseball, basketball, football, you name it. Uh, but boxing would be my choice to pursue.
Gotcha. So let me ask you this: for people who've never been to like St. Louis or East St. Louis, they hear all the murders and all this type of stuff. They want to come and visit. What can you tell the people who might want to come visit here but scared? What can you tell them about St. Louis and East St.
Don't believe everything you hear, because it's
Louis?
not so. It's not so. Um, Definitely, uh, without question, I think uh, this is the place. East St. Louis, of course, is the city of champions, and there's a lot of great athletes, and you can name upon name upon name. Too many of them to name, actually, so I won't even start that. But East St. Louis is a great place to be from, for sure. Um, when we talk about athletes, and as I said, the past athletes that has come through the place, and that still comes through there. As a matter of fact, there are still developing kids that are still coming out of East St. Louis that are doing great things and going on to, pro football leagues as well as, pro basketball leagues. So it is without question a great place to be from. And I would say don't believe all of the craziness
Yeah.
that they put out there about us, because
Yeah.
that's actually not true at all.
Mhm. Hey, listen, and look, man, look. I've been to East St. Louis a lot of times, and me and Arthur, we still alive. So come on. So Arthur, let me ask you this: how did you get into boxing?
Well, I got into boxing. Um, there were a couple of guys by the name of Benjamin Stiff and James Hook. Those two guys. I talk about that in my book. I have a book out called Trials to Triumph.
Mm,
And I talk about these two guys coming in the neighborhood and starting a boxing program for us kids. Now, they started a program. It was basically gave us a start into really kind of introduce us to the basic fundamentals of the sport. And after about a year or two being with those guys, we went on to um, a bigger um, platform, I would say. I guess a platform in boxing at the time would be Pop Miles Boxing Club. But it
mm,
was those two young men, James Hooks and Benjamin Stiff, who gave us an opportunity to participate in the sport called boxing. That's how I basically got my start. I was um, uh, following, if you will, all of the kids at that particular time that was um, um, headed that way toward boxing. Once they heard that these two guys had put a boxing club together in the community, and so we all were there. There was a countless amount of kids that were there, and some of us stuck with it, and of course, um, quite a few fell by the wayside. But out of all of those kids that were there were probably about, I couldn't, if I'm guessing, 30, 40, 50 kids maybe. And at the end of the day, um, it was about 4 or 5 of us that stuck with it. And probably a little bit more than that. Maybe I would probably say 7 or 8 of us that stuck with it. And then from there, from the 7 or 8 of us, it dwindled down to about four of us, 4 or 5 of us. Yeah.
Uh, do you think as coaches, like when you get you, can you tell who gonna be like, okay, he gonna last and who's not gonna last, who gonna be a star or not?
You really can't tell that. You really can't tell that. I mean, some kids do have a display of athleticism that you
Mm-hmm.
can see, but then there's so many other parts that has to be developed there. So um, you really can't tell. I mean, for me, I was a crybaby out of our group. I was a crybaby, man. I mean, just cried about everything. So you just don't really know from that perspective. They may show some promising stuff, but it really takes a real true coach to really hone um, that ability. And I was blessed in that we had we had like the first two guys that started us off like Benjamin and James started us off. Then we went to Frank Borders, and then we went to Pop Out, and then from there I made the giant leap, nationally to guys like Bob Spagnola, who had the Houston Boxing Association, and the list just goes on and on. And from there, I would eventually go into Angelo Dundee, who was my manager and trainer, perhaps one of the greatest ever to do it. And but it was, that process. I mean, who would have thought that this crybaby would have ever done what he done at the sport? So it definitely is a process. So when I look at kids and I work with them, I never discredit the fact that they could be starting off at such a slow rate as opposed to the kid who comes in and who gravitates to it quickly. That really doesn't determine uh, whether or not that kid's going to stick to it or be a superstar. Um, it's the kid that stays with it in the end and perseveres through those disappointing times.
Gotcha. Okay. So can I ask you, how did the Arthur Johnson Foundation start?
Well, that started with my beautiful wife and I, Latanya, who's actually um, a part, without question, the promoter actually for this event, this pro show that we got coming up. So, um, Latanya is a very wise and smart lady because she's been around this this whole boxing world with me for a gazillion years, only a gazillion years. So anyway, we started the Arthur Johnson Foundation. She's part owner of that, and so when we started it out, one of the first things that we did was we did a boxing competition back in Cahokia, and it's kind of funny that I would say that, and we do have a boxing show coming up uh, 10 days after we do this pro show on May 18th. But she and I started it, and she's one of those kind of girls that love to get on roller coaster about 5 or 6 times. So so I needed to have the right one. So she's the right one for sure. So it was started by us, and as I said, in uh, this uh, pro bout that's coming up, she's actually the promoter,
Yeah.
and her and I just we work great together. So we started this foundation, and we wanted to give kids, um, an opportunity um, to be able to aspire to greatness, aspire to something different um, than than they've seen, than
Mhm.
they've been around, and they are at risk kids, and so uh, we put a lot into this. A lot of thought goes into this. A lot of work and effort to make this program to be the best that it can be. And so it's a it's an everyday learning type thing too. So
Okay.
you don't never want to forget that. You never
Yeah.
want to uh, you know leave out the aspect of growing the program because each kid is different. Each kid is different. There's no two kids that are alike,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. So let me ask you, how did the I guess it kind of came through there, but how did Flash Boxing Promotions come about?
Again, Flashbox promotion came to be. Um, I think my wife and I we sat down. We talked about how we wanted to do it. So there's a rule, right? It's called the
Mhm.
Muhammad Ali rule. Right? So
Okay.
you cannot be uh, manager, trainer, promoter. You can't be all of those things and still still work in this industry as if everything's okay. There's some funny stuff going around there. So we thought it would be great if because she promoted my last couple of pro fights was promoted
Mhm.
by my wife.
Mhm.
And so we just thought we entered that we go back into it um, with that idea of having her be promoter, and so I think it's working great. It's worked fine, and we are ecstatic and excited about it. Um, and it definitely doesn't put a whole lot of pressure uh, on me or and it definitely not her because she's used to
Mhm.
handling those kinds of things with Angelo Dundee and with my trainers, my former trainers. She was the one that had to write those checks out to those people, so she knows uh,
Okay.
how this all goes. But uh, but it's very interesting. But you've got to have the right people in the right place,
Mhm.
and I think that's how it started with the foundation. I think that's how it'll continue to go as we get ready to go into this next phase of what we're doing in terms of building our new facility in the city of East St. Louis, the Arthur Johnson Foundation Center.
Okay. So speaking of moving on to the next phase, yeah, I got an event coming up, like you said with your wife, Latanya Johnson, she's the professional promoter, you know what I'm saying? So you have a professional boxing match for all ages to enjoy. It's going down May 18th. Flash Boxing Promotions presents Professional Fight Night. It's gonna be downtown St. Louis. Tell the
Mm.
people about that.
Oh my goodness. We're excited about it. We've got couple of hometown kids. We got some local kids that's going to be on the card. And what I like about it is the fact that it's not wheelchair opponents, if you will. When you
Mm,
go in there, sometimes a lot of these local fights do a lot of wheelchair type of opponents
mm.
where they bring in a guy who's going to fall down as soon as he gets hit on the shoulder so
Yeah,
uh, that kind of stuff makes me cringe, man. It
yeah,
really does. Because of the respect and the admiration that I have for what I've been able to do at this sport. I know that it's not that simple. I know that it's not made up. You know,
mm,
and if it is made up, the only person that knows that it's made up is the judges because they've
mm,
already configured in their mind who they're going to vote for. So,
mm,
and usually the boxers have no idea. absolutely no idea how this thing is going to go down if they don't take care, if they're not able to get the guy out of there. So it's going to be an exciting event. We're excited. My wife and I are excited about bringing in this kind of um, um, competition that these guys are going to they're evenly matched. We don't have someone that's going to be come in there and he's picked, he's a 10-1 favorite. Come on. uh you know
Yeah,
that's not even,
yeah,
even as a fan sitting there watching it, those kinds of competition, you already know how it's going to end up. You already know how it's going to,
right, yeah.
just from the way the guy walks, he's not going to stay, you know. So no, we wanted to make this different. We wanted to do something, different than what's being done. And because of our connection in boxing, I mean, it reaches deep for us, and we're trying to do bigger things. We're looking forward to bringing in championship titles and things of that nature. So when you come to one of our matches, one of our shows, we want it to leave an everlasting, thought in your mind that, man, what was that we just saw? What was that we just saw? What we saw was real, and we want more of that. And so that's the response that we're looking for.
Mhm. Okay, so
So
how
that's
can
what we got
people get
coming up.
tickets to? How can people get tickets to this event, and where can they get the tickets at?
So you can go on, what's the name of it? I'm looking at the promoter right now. What's the name of it? So
Get them from us.
yeah,
It'd be easier to get them from
I'm
us.
gonna bring my
It'll be
wife in here.
easy. It'll be
Come
easier
on
to.
in, Latanya. Come on in.
Yeah.
It'll be easier to get them from us at the 1721 State Street in East St. Louis, Illinois, because we have the physical certificates, and you kind of don't have to pay that exaggerate fee
Yeah.
when you go through Ticketmaster. But if you want to go through Ticketmaster, you can go through Ticketmaster and look up the event for May 18th, and you can get your tickets there.
Okay. 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 Yeah, I heard that. Get y'all
Right. You
tickets
see, you see,
ASAP.
you see how well and how
Look, look.
beautiful she put that. You know,
So eloquent,
no
so
confusion.
eloquently.
Yeah, no confusion. No confusion. So, yeah, we're looking to have some fun. We're looking to make it an exciting night. I know the kids are going to compete, um, um, and I know they're going to give their all, and that's all we wanted to be able to do was give them an opportunity, and hopefully be able to send them off into winning directions. The winners will be able to go on to do other things, and hopefully even compete for one of the titles that we're going to be developing and putting out there. So we're excited. We're excited about it, and these kids really, um, you know, don't have to go out to Vegas. They don't have to go to Atlantic City. They don't have to, all the places and things. I mean, I covered so many miles, so many, what do you call bonus tickets you get for flying? That was me. I was everywhere. I was everywhere. But hopefully, we could change that tune and make it something that's more appropriate even for family. If family wants to come out and see you, we got a lot of local kids, so you can go and purchase your ticket. The tickets are not gonna prices are not gonna kill you. Even I mean, $75 for a ringside ticket. Come on, you're
Come
seeing
on,
a
yeah,
world
that's
class
great.
fight. You're seeing something that you're not gonna see, that you don't typically see,
Right.
often. And then $50 for a general admission ticket. Come on.
Amen.
Come on, we want to make it available, and I think we put our certainly our funds where our mouth is, and it's going to be a great sight to behold, great sight to be seen that night.
All right. And where will this be located at? Where will this event be held at?
It's going.
Up. I know he'll be back, yeah. But listen, man, y'all know it's going down May 18th. I know Arthur must have just got a call, but hey, I looked this up. No, he back, he back, he back, he back. We back, Arthur. Go ahead. Let him
Okay.
know where it's gonna be held at again.
Okay, so it's going to go. 811 North Ninth Street, downtown St. Louis, Missouri. It's right across from the Trans World Dome. We call it the Enterprise Dome now,
Mhm.
right? So
Mhm.
right across from that big dome, you can't miss it.
What
Can't miss
side?
it. Can't
What
miss it. So
hotel?
go ahead.
The
The,
hotel.
the hotel is the Holiday Inn,
Okay.
Mhm.
Holiday Inn Hotel.
Look, I
Yep.
might have. I'm probably gonna come out. That's right down the street from me, walking distance up at this bug. So
Yes.
I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna come out.
And if you want to get tickets, and you can just email us at the Arthur Johnson Foundation 2001 at gmail.com, and just send me how many you want, and we'll have those set aside for you. So once you get to the event, they'll be already ready for you to go.
All right, I'm gonna do that. Listen, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'm getting ringside. Yeah, so be up in the building. I need to sit ringside, get the blood all on me and all. No. But nah, man, it sounds like a great event. Let the people know one more time. Why should they come and see this boxing event?
Well, you basically you're coming out, you're witnessing champions before they become champions, and what a great way to follow a career. To say that I saw him when he first started, I saw him when he had his second or he had his third or fourth or fifth pro bout. It was right there at the Holiday Inn. I witnessed that, and
Mm,
so those are memories that are priceless
mm,
without question. There's no money tag you can actually put on that.
mm,
So you get a chance to see them do that, and you actually, you get a chance to meet. There's going to be quite a few folks out there, some couple of champions walking around. Of course, myself. I believe my buddy Devin will show up and also be there. Devin Alexander, of course, everyone knows
yes, salute to
who that
Bill.
is, and it's just going to be a great fun night to really come out and to see some competition, whereas you really don't know who's going to win.
Mm-hmm. That
You don't
part,
know who's going to win until
that
they
part.
until they until they mix it up.
Hey, listen, hey, look, listen, Arthur, I ain't playing. I'm telling you, I'm getting two ringside tickets. I'm gonna be there. Remember, I said that. All right, let me ask you this question. You've been doing a lot of great things on your journey. What would you say has been your greatest challenge?
Oh man, there's always going to be challenges, you know, uh, and I would say probably um, uh, we run into the challenge sometimes the challenge of not knowing.
Mm,
Okay, not knowing what the future holds, but within we walk by faith. That's the preacher and me preaching now. But we walk by faith, man, and because we do walk by faith, and we do persevere, and we do push through those things. I would say to anyone who's looking to do anything special, anything great, persevere. Press, press toward it, and walk it out. Walk
mm,
it out. Whatever the situation may be, whatever the circumstance that may come against you, and whatever you're doing. Sometimes the greatest challenge is the not knowing,
mm,
not knowing. But on the other side of that, there's such peace, right? There's such peace. There's such a
mm,
reward uh,
mm,
that man. We often say to ourselves, "Man, I wish I would have knew this a long time ago. I would have pursued it this way then." But give it all you got. Give it a 100. Uh, and I know boxing for me has been one of the things that I believe that God has really used to really for me to help a lot of youth, a lot whether they be male, female, a lot of them. And I can't put a number on 1,000 kids that has been through our program that we work
mm,
with. Um, that is so rewarding.
yeah,
That is so rewarding to me. That is so rewarding, and that completes me. It,
mm,
it, it really does. And this part right here that we thought about doing forever, um, this pro part, this is that last part. This is that big finale. All right, that big
yeah,
finale. that we get to expose a lot of people to. Like I've been in a lot of championship. Half of my fights were championship fights, so half of them not. That's not something that's normal on a lot of guys unless you are top tier. Unless you are top tier, but. Uh, the fights that I had were half of them were championship fights, and the way that they were, displayed to the audience, um, man, it's that was memorable. And so what I'd like to do is to bring in some memorable things, so when folks see it, they never forget it. Nobody can ever take that away from them that they witnessed it. So yeah, those are the great things, man. Back to
Okay.
your question, the not knowing sometimes, but persevere, man, because none of this stuff is easy. But when it comes to fruition, man, it is so rewarding.
Okay. Look, you might have already answered this, but I'm gonna ask you, anyway. Other than burying your beautiful, wonderful, amazing wife, what would you say has been your greatest accomplishment?
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna, my goodness, God has really been good to me, to my wife, and we without hesitation are gonna say that He has blessed us with some beautiful kids, man.
Mm, mm,
We have one who who is the what's her position? I don't even know her position is so good.
mm.
She's a chief inspector of all the prisons in the state of Illinois. Her name is
Wow.
Rita Johnson, chief inspector. Wow.
Wow.
Ah,
Tell her loan me
man.
$5. No, it's
she is she is some kind of person. And then my oldest is Keisha, who works in the medical field, and she's the one that's giving us the grandbabies right now. So
fine.
when they come into the gym, they actually own the gym, and I actually say to the kids, all right, just shadow box around them. Shadow box around them, because they own the place when they come in. And then, of course, I can't forget Arthur Jr., who is a professional musician.
Mm,
Um, and of course, I'll probably be coming back on the show later anyway to talk about this music that my son actually produced this song, which I think is going to be the song. And we're going to yeah. So so we're going to be celebrating that real soon. So I'll be
okay.
probably back on the show on that. But
I
but
love
Arthur Johnson Jr. has played with every man. That dude is he's a bad dude. He's
it.
everywhere. He's all over the world. And he's really bringing the past uh, uh, bringing to pass what it is that he loves to do, which is music. And actually, he was born. He came out of my wife actually playing the drums.
He's a drummer. So he's using his hands with the drums. His hands are used for the drums.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that I would say that's my greatest accomplishment. My wife and I we agree that our kids, our grandbabies, and we're looking to them to someday, um, you know, uh, you know, guide their pathway through what they've been taught, and so we look at that as that's a full plate there, full plate of blessings.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me
Let
ask
me
you this.
ask you this.
Okay.
Okay.
So, do
So,
you have
do you have
anything else
anything
coming
else
up that
coming
you
up
want
that
to
you want to
promote?
promote? Oh yeah, well, I kind of mentioned it already. That song coming up called "Happiness," and actually my wife sings on that song with me. Uh, it's
Look at
it's a
that.
song that is it's a song for everybody. It's not just it's it's not a person. Well, you might take it personal, but it talks about um, how we should look at life, basically how we should look at life, how we should pursue, how we should attack, life's challenges, and that's basically all in the song. The name of the song is called "Happiness," and so um, for the summer, hopefully, we're gonna release it this summer, and I think that's the song of the year. I was just telling the guy who helped produce along with my son, and there's a couple other people on this song called "Happiness," and I'm excited about it. That's the only other thing that excites me besides boxing. That is music. Because I've been, and what people don't know is that I did my first song when I was like 8 or 9 years old. So I did that before I even ever boxed. So and so when they do hear the music, they're kind of taken back by it. So
Look,
you know we got an exciting time. We're looking forward to. We're excited about this fight, and we're excited
that's
about the fights after that, and just everything that's happening.
hey, look, tell the time to let me get her order before she gets famous. Thank you. We'll get the autograph right.
Right, right.
Well, well,
But
hey,
let the let the people know where they can find you at or support the Arthur Foundation.
say it again. Say it again.
I said let the people know where they can find you at and how can they support the Arthur Johnson Foundation.
Okay, well, I'm an easy guy to find. You can just kind of look me up. You go Arthur Flash Johnson. You can just go and Google that. But you want to reach me during the day, Monday through Thursdays. I'm usually going to be at that center. Um, it's called the Flash Boxing and Activity Center. It's 1721 State Street. It's located in East St. Louis. If you're thinking about having your kids join up or become a part of the program, just simply come through there. There's a telephone number, which is 618-857-2740. Give us a call, and we'll let you know what we got available. Those are the ways you can find me. Basically, I'm an easy guy to find.
Okay. Now look, my last question that I love to ask all my guests. When it is all said and done and you are alone on this earth, what is it that you want people to know about Arthur Johnson?
That is a God-fearing man. It was a God-fearing man that he tried to um, uh, with with uh, everything he was given. He tried to make a difference, man, and he tried to be the best that he could be. So when it's all said and done, God-fearing man who tried to be the best he can be, and who showed that love, um, you know, that God had given him to others, and he, if he could help you, he helped you. So uh, that's the thing I mostly want to be remembered um, remembered by. I think uh, some of us little guys never got the big endorsements or big promotion as guys like the Mike Tysons did, or the Evander Holyfields of the world. And of course, by the way, Holyfield's a real good friend of mine, and because we hang out from time to time. But those guys, because the country um, just don't know the little guys who help to make boxing what it is. The small guys, the and guys, I'm talking about guys who are smaller than the Floyd Mayweathers, and the guys who were my weights, like the 112s and the flyweights and the bantams. They really are the big men of boxing, the big little men. I'll put it that way. Yeah, but no love lost. It is what it is. But we do know, if you are a true boxing fan, that you do know who we are.
That part. But man, want to thank you. You didn't get right,
Yes.
and I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna meet you out the 18th or so, getting them ring size. But yeah, thank you for everything y'all doing, especially for the youth. They need a place to come in and get their frustrations out, and y'all making great people. So I'm gonna continue to let you know as I write this interview. So,
Thank you. Thank
all
you
right,
so
thank
much,
you.
man. I appreciate it. It's been a pleasure, Lacey. It's been a pleasure to chat with you about this, and we're excited about what's happening. And listen, continue to be the best you can be, my man,
Thank you.
because you're you're making it happen. It looks like my wife wants to say something.
Okay, come on,
Yep,
tell me,
and
come on,
and May 18th, please come out to the show. You know, it's going to be an exciting evening, and we would love to have you. And our support for this event goes to the Arthur Johnson Foundation.
Yes.
okay. And get
And get
Latanya
Latanya
autograph
autograph
before she get
before she get
famous in the
famous in the
music.
music.
Get out of
Get
her.
out of her.
All right. All right.
Yeah, have a
Yeah,
good.
have a good.
All
I
right.
talk
I
to.
talk to.
I,
I,
Bye bye.